Well, we're here today at Withrow Springs State Park in Arkansas. Now, Christy and I love the state of Arkansas. In fact, we vacationed in the state of Arkansas more than anywhere else, probably because of the close proximity that Arkansas is to where we live in Texas. In fact, we've been vacationing in the state of Arkansas long before we had a YouTube channel. So there are a lot of state parks that we visited before in Arkansas that you won't find a video for on our YouTube channel. Places like Pettit Jean State Park, places like Mount Magazine, Mount Nebo. Today, again, like I said, we are here at Withrow Springs, which is in the far northeast corner of Arkansas. It's about a half an hour south of Eureka Springs. And my initial impressions of the campsite, it's a really, really nice campsite. A really, really nice state park. It's a small state park. It's not as big as the Pettit Jean or Mount Magazine or other places in Arkansas. But now the campsites here at Withrow Springs are laid out a little bit differently from what we normally see at a state park. They have what you call walk-in tent camping sites, where they have parking for the tent campers, and then of course you have to walk to your tent site. And momentarily I'm going to walk around the RV camping loop just to show you what the RV sites look like. There are only 2 pull-through sites in the entire loop. The rest of them are all back in, but they're really, really nice spots. It is a beautiful fall day. It's October the 12th, 2019. We've got site number 5 here booked for the entire week. So without further ado, here's a look at the RV camping loop. This is site number 1 right here. This is one of only 2 pull-through sites in the park. One on this end of the camping loop, and there's another one on the other side of the camping loop that I'll show you in a minute. One thing you'll notice as we make our tour around the RV camping loop is that there is no campsite 3. That's because RV campsite number 3 has recently been converted into tent camping sites 1 through 10. And here are the bathrooms that are conveniently located at the head of the tent camping loop. Both bathrooms are very clean and well maintained. Now let's take a quick tour around the tent camping loop before we continue on with the RV sites. Right behind us is tent camping site number 9. There's no one in here. I'll go here and give you a closer look. It's got a great, wonderful fire pit. Very nice level tent site with a nice picnic table. You've got lantern hook right here, and then a very wonderful and level tent pad right here. And this is right behind our site, our RV site, which is right over there, site number 5. And it's got a really cool paved walk trail around the tent camping loop here. So if you're a tent camper, this is a really cool place to come. Continuing on with the RV sites, here is RV campsite number 4. And this is a full hookup site with a 50 amp. Really digging this parking spot that's right next to the campsite. Here's our tent camping site back behind campsite number 5. And we're just finishing up a little fire this morning, and then we're fixing to go in and get some breakfast. This is my brother Brian right here.
Good morning.
My twin brother Brian, one of my favorite people in the world. So glad that he's joined us on this camping trip. And we're going to have fun this week, aren't we, Bubba?
It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be an awesome trip. On day 2, we were greeted by beautiful weather when we woke in the morning, and I had to say that Withrow Springs is a wonderful place to check out the changing colors of fall. We were a little early in the season to witness any remarkable color changes, but we still enjoyed the views. Arkansas is one of my favorite places in the world. It may not have the most dramatic landscapes in the U.S., but in my opinion, it still ranks among the most beautiful states in the country. And there are so many beautiful places to visit in Arkansas that it's hard to decide on which part of the state to visit first. After relaxing around a warm campfire for a couple of hours and enjoying our morning coffee, we were off to explore the forest trail. We picked up the trailhead, which is conveniently located just across the street from the RV camping loop. The trail is 2.5 miles long, and we enjoyed a pleasant hike, and near the end of the trail we decided to make our way down to the visitor center to find out some more information about the local area from the park ranger on duty, and we were mostly interested to inquire about biking trails in the area, which we will talk about later on in the video. Since there were no bike trails located in Withrow Springs State Park, we asked around about local bike trails to explore and spoke to the park ranger at Withrow, and I thought that we'd explained rather adequately that we weren't looking for a challenging trail, but something that would more closely match our skill and fitness level, and that we were really looking for a paved trail, if truth be told. And the park ranger very enthusiastically recommended that we travel north about 15 miles to the Hobbs State Park Conservation Area, where we would find a number of trails that he thought would match our description, and his highest recommendation was the Karst Loop Trail, which he described as an easy trail. When we arrived in the area and began looking at the trail, it was certainly beautiful as we had heard described, but we could tell almost instantly that this wasn't going to be the leisurely stroll that we were looking for. We met plenty of nice folks around the trailhead and asked them about the trail, and they all said things like, "Oh, it's an easy trail. It's a nice and smooth trail. You can do it." What we failed to realize is that all of the people telling us this were dressed like this. Now, I grew up riding bicycles and even rode BMX when I was a kid, but that was 30 years ago. This kind of trail riding in your late 40s is no picnic in the park. I'm not saying that this isn't a great trail, because it is. I'm not saying I didn't have fun, because I did. But I do want to caution you that not every trail that may be described as easy is going to match that description when you get there. I will certainly recommend the Karst Loop Trail and any of the other mountain bike trails that are in the area, but I do want you to know what you will find when you get there. Be prepared for a challenging mountain bike trail. I don't care what the park ranger says. Here are some highlights of the Karst Loop Trail to give you an idea of what to expect. Oh my gosh. Wow. On day 4, we explored a local attraction about a half an hour north from Withrow Springs State Park. The Eagle Cavern offers several different types of fun family activities. You can tour the cavern, which is one of the most unique caverns in the country, and after the cavern tour, you can hike the beautiful nature trails on the shore of Beaver Lake, or you can pan for over 20 different kinds of gemstones at the War Eagle Mining Company. There's also an attraction there called the Moonshiner's Mystery Shack, where you can experience some gravitational oddities where gravity seems to have gone wrong. In addition, there's a maze to explore on the grounds and a gift shop. We enjoyed exploring the cavern, and we can certainly recommend checking this out if you're in the area.
Now, for 3,000 years, the Osage Indians lived and traveled throughout this territory in this typical style teepee of theirs. Only this is a little baby teepee. The real ones are 4 times this size, near 20 feet to the top of poles. And long ago, teepees were covered in buffalo hide, and it is heavy. This particular inlet goes right up to the face of the cavern. It's been called Devil's Gap longer than anybody knows. We think the name Devil's Gap comes from the days the moonshiners were hiding out using this cavern. This is the largest natural entrance to any cavern in the state of Arkansas. Now, as I said earlier, we know the Osage Indians are around it for 3,000 years. The elders held council right in the front part of this cavern here. Now, this is known as a breathing cavern or living cavern. Watch your step here. It has a constant airflow from the inside out. Right now, in the interior of this cavern, it is 58 degrees and it never changes, not 1 degree. Multiple underground springs feeding waterways throughout the deep recesses of the cavern. And that spring water is just about as pure as you're going to find anywhere, but you don't want to be in the water in this cavern very long. Within 1 degree either way, the average temperature of the water throughout this cavern stays right about 44 degrees year round. So hyperthermia will get you if you're in it too long.
On day 5, we were back at Withrow Springs State Park exploring the War Eagle Trail, which is one that we recommend you do not miss during your stay at the park. It's one of our favorite trails in the country and well worth the journey. There you'll find an excellent cave to explore, and if you venture far enough into the cave, you'll come across a natural spring running through it, and eventually you'll come to these rock outcroppings along the War Eagle Creek that offer a wonderful place to relax and take in the scenery. A little farther up the trail in the higher elevations are several beautiful overlooks where you can survey miles of beautiful countryside around. Perhaps because of how close Arkansas is to where we live in Texas, we've found... Now the camps... But if you just want a nice peaceful walk in the morning and take in the nice morning breezes, this is a great trail for you. Thanks.
Thanks for that.
Thanks.
Go do your thing.
Whatever. Thank you so much for watching this video and following along with us on our journey, and we hope that our video has inspired you to visit Withrow Springs State Park. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Also, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to follow us on all our future journeys.